open run support, he's going to arrive and in a bad mood.
Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. They'll try and throw for looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. You know, Russell Wilson played so spectacular for Seattle in the win over New England, but let's talk about this defense and what you've seen from them.
It's one of the best defenses in the league, and it continues to be. And I know this for a fact because I've talked with the guys. You know what's most important to them on defense is leading the league in scoring D. They've done it for the last 4 seasons. Drives them crazy if they give up cheap touchdowns. And look what they did against New England. When pressed, a big goal line stand to win it. And Frank Clark has been a revelation on the defensive line, really filling in for Michael Bennett during his injury.
7.5 sacks this year so far for Clark. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target, and it's 2nd down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover over there as his guys will get the football back. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. On 1st down, Rodgers. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, I did want to ask you about the game you called this past weekend, Week 10. You had 15 punts in that contest between the Jets and Rams.
Lachlan Edwards for the Jets. The star of the day was Johnny Hecker for the Rams, averaged over 50 yards a punt, including a 78-yarder. And when you uncork a 78-yard punt, you should dance like their fellow punter, Marquette King of the Oakland Raiders. He dances like no one is watching.
Well, you made it sound like it was a great game. There's only 1 touchdown, 3 field goals.
Yeah, but 78 yards, got to give it up for that.
Over here. Turn up. Kill, turn up.
On play action, it's Rodgers. He's got his target, it's Cobb. And he's brought down after a good gain. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
We saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because you usually have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
Rodgers now on first down. The left side throw complete to Adams. You know, Charles, the Packers may have hit a rough stretch, but Davante Adams has been a bright spot. 156 yards in Week 10. He's up over 400 in his last 4 games.
And you always like to throw some praise at some guys who maybe caught some criticism earlier. And when you talk about Davante Adams, a lot of people said he was undependable in his route running, and Aaron Rodgers really wouldn't look for him. That's not nearly the case now. He's become one of their primary targets for the Packers.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's brought down after a good gain. Two minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. So now it's first and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
This is why I've never...
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
On the snap, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Rodgers taking it in, and the Packers have taken the lead. So he's able to sneak it in, and credit to the guys up front.
Oh, without a doubt, because they have the leverage on this play. We always talk about low man wins and one-on-one battles. That's exactly what happened there. Their offensive line lower than the defensive front.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself. And that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. They'll get 17 yards there. And the Seahawks are going to have a first down. On first down, Wilson drops it underneath for Rawls. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got. On
1st and 10, it's Wilson. Complete outright to Kurz. And he's brought down after a good gain. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Shift together here from the D-line. And here we go on 1st and goal. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Thomas rolls, taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. On the ground, rolls. And he is not going to find the end zone. He stopped up short, and this remains a 6-6 game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Returnable here for Davis. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go play action here on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Give him 18 on that one. And the Packers are going to have a 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary.
Touchdown, Packers! Randall Cobb as the first half is winding down, and the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, and Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And